It's me, Brianna from Diet Divas, the DD of your weight loss, and wow! We've been gone for a while, haven't we? This might be the second or first video that you see that I have recently uploaded since me and Sarah's long hiatus. I currently have a grocery haul video complete, as well as the weight loss vacation trip complete on our YouTube channel, so go check that out. But if you clicked here, you see the title, and it's exactly what it's going to be about, my reasons for leaving, and the explanation that I deserve to give to you guys. So let's cut right into it. I actually had already made this video, but I didn't like the rambling and all of the excuses I tried to make for myself. I felt like I wasn't holding my end of the bargain for you guys. So I completely deleted that 24-minute long video and just decided to redo it. I'm going to have my thoughts clear and just cut right to the chase about what happened. So me and Sarah stopped our weight loss journey around the time that we went to Seaside Heights in New Jersey. We went on a week-long vacation, and it was supposed to be a vacation where we rewarded ourselves for all of our hard work. And at that time, we had still had progress made from our weight loss journey, so it wasn't a complete lie or waste of time on our trip. After the vacation, I jumped right back into school, and I'm going to pause here and just make another announcement and just say that a lot of the things that I'm saying are from my own personal experience, my own thoughts, my own feelings. So if I ever say we or me and Sarah, just remember that these opinions are coming straight from me. And if you want to hear Sarah's opinion, she's going to be uploading a video very soon. She might even upload it before I put this video out. But I just wanted to get that through. Let's continue. So I started school as soon as the vacation was over. And I'm a person who likes to overwork myself. I take overcredit hours every semester. I have a part-time job, as well as having several scholarships that require me to do certain things for the college that I go to in order to keep my scholarships. So I'm a double major, double minor, so not only do I take extra classes because I like to torture myself, but I also take extra classes because it's going to allow me to graduate on time. So this semester I was taking... Sorry, guys. I had to wake up at 7 to work today. But anyway, so I ended up taking 7 classes this semester, and this was the hardest semester of my entire life. It was a huge challenge. I had a lot of classes that I really didn't care to take. They were a lot of required classes that personally I didn't have any interest in them, even though they were required for my major. They were just not topics that I was interested in. Therefore, it was really hard to focus in that class. Plus the fact that I had several hard professors that just didn't make my life any easier. I also got a lead in my school play, which I know you guys are probably like, oh, I play sports all the time. It's no big deal. But I'm sure high school kids are saying that because I don't think any college kid would say that. Because for college kids, I know specifically for me, and I'm sure this goes for a lot of sports people or anyone who has large extracurricular activities outside of college, I was going from 8 in the morning classes to 4 classes constantly back to back. And then getting an hour or two to eat dinner, and then from 5 to midnight, I would have rehearsal because that's theater life. We have rehearsal until 11 or 12 at night, and then plus I was having to stay up late to finish the homework for the next class. So that was another stress issue that was happening in my life, and this will all tie back to the reason I left. Just give me a minute to do an overview for you guys. And then my father was diagnosed with cancer around the time that school started. And it's one of those cancers that can't be cured. And I really don't want to talk about it too much because it's a very emotional and sensitive subject for me. But I will say that, it required him to be in the hospital for long periods of time. And so my father was, and he still is, he got to go home for Christmas and Thanksgiving, which recently just happened. Obviously, you guys can see the date on the video and know that. But he got to go home for some holidays, but has to go back to the hospital. So through my whole semester, like 5 or 6 months, he has been in the hospital, and that's also a really struggle for me. Plus my financial situation. My financial situation is really difficult at the moment. My parents pay for my college. Thank God they pay for my rent and my food and my bills. And I know you guys are thinking, then how the hell do you have financial situations? But when your father's constantly in the hospital and he's the person that you lean on, you not only feel guilty for asking for money while they're in that state, but they also don't have the means or the ability to go to a bank to send you money or to do these tasks that they were so easily to do before. So I had a lot of money situations, everything's still paid for. It's not like I was like cut out of anything, My father's, I'm not going to say he's on his deathbed, but my father's very sick and he was always ready to pay that tuition. He still calls me asking me for next semester's tuition. My father's very gracious with my college education. So it wasn't anything like that, like I was almost getting kicked out of school or out of my house. It was nothing that serious, but it's the moments where like I really need these things for my house, but my dad just paid my rent. I can't just ask him for $100 to buy groceries and cleaning supplies and books and all this stuff. So that was also a big stress thing too. I do work part-time, but I only work 2 days every week. I only work on the weekends because of my school situation. I couldn't work during school. I'd die. So, I was only bringing in $100, $150 paychecks, which is not enough. It's just not enough to live on, even for someone who's just, I'm only taking care of myself. And like trying to buy food and house stuff and stuff like that. So all of those stressors tied in to the fact that I left, and I quit my diet. And in my last video, I tried to make so many explanations. I tried to make it seem like it was no big deal, that it's a big deal because I'm going to start. And I don't want to make an excuse for myself. If I do, I'm not trying to defend as if what I did was right, because it wasn't. But I just want you guys to try to understand where I'm coming from. All of that was just too much on a human being. And yes, I do a lot of it to myself. I do the school and the theater thing to myself, but the theater is tied with the scholarship, so I can pay for school and, school so I can get a better job in the future. And just, being an adult sucks. All of these things are weighed on me or weighed on everybody. Even if you're not in school, you have that work and you have to pay the bills. You got to worry about kids or husbands, boyfriends, whatever. And all of these things are very stressful. And I'm in college, I'm in undergrad. I'm learning this adult thing. I don't do it very well. I really don't. And coming from a person who's trying to recover from her binge eating disorder, when you put someone like me in a situation that's so heavy of stress and anxiety, because this is my life, like all these things that I told you about, like this is life. This is nothing you can escape from. It's not like when you have some petty drama with your friends, you can just drop them. Like, like the New Year's thing, they always say like drop all these bad influences out of your life. Like these are things that I physically can't drop. And so I have to learn to deal with them. And that's my problem. I don't deal with things very well. That's why I have a binge eating disorder. Instead of dealing with life and drama and situations in a healthy manner, I push to food, because food couldn't backtalk me. Food wouldn't backstab me. They wouldn't betray me. They wouldn't yell at me. They wouldn't call me names. Food was just there, and it was comforting, and it accepted me. And so I always have went to food, and that's part of my binge eating disorder, is the fact that food has just always been there, and especially when I'm stressed is when I need it the most, and it's still waiting for me when I'm stressed the most, and so it's always just something that's always there for me. And so that's why I left. You know, I keep trying to say that's why I left, so it feels like I'm connecting these things to you guys, because this video is already 10 minutes long, and I don't want to feel like I'm rambling, but I probably am. But, you know, over the summer, I was able to make vlogs every day and edit them and just cut and paste and then just sit down here and talk to you guys for 10 to 20 minutes. I couldn't do that during school because the moment I got home, I had an essay due at midnight and it was already 9:30, and just, it's just stressful and it's just too much. I just have to learn to manage life better. And it's not that I really don't like organize my time or don't do things very well. It's just that there's not enough hours in the day for me to do all of these things. But, yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I left, and that's the reason that I stopped making videos. I stopped with Instagram. I just stopped with the whole dieting process, because my whole philosophy, because I knew this would happen when I started school. I didn't know, like, this situation would happen, but I knew that if I ever started a diet during school, it'd fail, because I don't have the energy or the time to fully focus on it like I would over the summer. So my whole philosophy was, do the diet the moment summer starts, and you have all of these months to get in a routine, to get organized, to get situated, so that by the time school starts, it's like your normal life. It's nothing you have to force. And that's another reason that the diet fell through. The last month of summer, me and Sarah, I'm sure she'll tell you, we both kind of just bullshitted around, you know. At that point, the whole beach trip was kind of like a reward thing that we looked forward to. But then by the time the beach trip was paid for, we acted as if we had already earned it, and we kind of slacked off. Sarah had some drama. I had some issues that I just talked about were starting to creep up on me slowly. And so we just fell through the cracks in July. And then, you know, during August, the like first week of August is when we went on our trip, and God knows we didn't eat good then. And then I only had a week until school after that. So I wasn't in that routine anymore. And so that's basically what happened. And so, why am I making this video? Because I owe you guys an explanation. I owe you guys for sticking with me. I know I put a few of my Twitter links down in the description below in some of my videos. And because of that, I have a lot of, not Twitter, Instagram. And because of that, I have a lot of Instagram followers that specifically watch these videos. And I had a lot of you guys instant message me, talking to me about how much this motivated you, that to see two different girls giving two different perspectives, and we were always getting these different, you know, tips and strategies for doing it. And then we just left. And so I feel awful for it. And I feel like I owe you guys an explanation. And I also kind of don't want to end this video on a negative note. I will talk more about this topic in my next video. I'm gonna really try and put these in order so that they don't act all crazy, screwed up. But I want to end this video on a positive note that yes, I am starting my diet back. School doesn't start for me for 12 days. And it's crazy because, like I said, like if I started a diet during school, we would fall to pieces. That's why I wanted to do 4 or 5 months of summer to get into it. Well, school doesn't start for me for another 13 days. So I'm going to try to master this routine in 13 days before school starts so it doesn't fall into the cracks. Yes, I'm starting my diet again. It is starting January 1st of this new year. It's funny. I never considered myself a person who stuck to New Year's resolutions. I always thought they were stupid and people were just trying to be somebody that they weren't because they were never going to last. And I'm this kind of person who has a list of resolutions that I want to solve for the New Year's, and the main topic of all of my resolutions is just bettering myself in mental health and just bettering my overall self. And then I'll have all these subtitle little smaller resolutions that I plan on doing. And that's what we're going to talk about in my resolution video. And I hope you guys stay tuned to watch that. I just want to let you guys know about that so I didn't end this video on a negative note. It's all positive. I'm coming back. Sarah's coming back, but I'm going to let her talk to you guys about that in her new video, which should be up in a few days if it's not up already. So I'm Brianna from Diet Divas, and I'm the DD of your weight loss, and It's good to be back, guys.